Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Updates in Mojo. This will be my first actual voice recording of a Reddit story time. So, I saw one story and I ended up actually in my first Reddit rabbit hole of a cheating story. So, I was just expecting one story to make a compilation, but instead, I see the same Redditor posting several updates, I should say, over several Reddit communities about what has been happening. We're all relating to his cheating fiance. So that's right, everyone. You're going to want to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We're going to start off with what appears to be the beginning of all this. This is from 5 months ago, and it's titled, "Why Do I Keep Coming Back?" So it starts off like this. So I'm 26, male, was in a 7 years relationship with my now fiancée, 25-year-old female. I gave her the ring last year, but since then, she has been abusive with me, to the point of even hitting me in 2 occasions. She doesn't like that I go out with my friends or family at all, and when I do, she's busting my phone with calls and DMs. 3 days ago, she did a tantrum in my mom's house, and I decided to give up on her, but now I'm feeling a lot of regret, even when I know she's not gonna change. It's been 3 days of bad sleep, 0 food, and she's begging to come back. How do I move on? Every time she sends me a message, I feel this urge to go back to her, but I know it's bad for me, and it hurts like hell to resist. I don't want to be a bad person. I don't want to hurt her, but also I don't want to be hurt physically or emotionally by her again. Any advice? Alright, so that's the first of the stories in this rabbit hole. And if I were to just give my own feedback on this, he mentions that this is a 7-year relationship with his fiancée. So with that, if I were to do the math, he's been dating her since she was 18 and since he was 19. Because, yeah, 1 year difference. So they've been through a lot of ups and downs, but clearly there are some red flags here. If she's able to act this terrible before the actual marriage, being in a marriage won't actually make anything better. So it's important that you also have healthy reactions. For example, you mentioned that you had 3 days of bad sleep, 0 food, and every time that she reaches out to you, you go right back to her. It can feel natural to really be going back to someone that you've been with for so long, because for some people it feels very daunting to start over and can feel like a big hurdle to go through all that over again. So if you're going to continue with someone like that, you need to make sure that you put your foot down and that you ensure that you're both communicating effectively, so that if you're going to continue together as a couple, you're doing it in a healthy way where you can communicate in a healthy fashion. So this is a very important thing to keep in mind. Now, some of the comments I've seen here are, seems to be 2 of the best comments here. That is what it's categorized as. One says, "Now is the best time. As you've asked her to take your hand in marriage, it's better now for you to cut off communication. But it is much harder said than done. That being said, 7 years is a long time, so I would imagine you guys have a tight bond. Her repeating these actions tell you everything you need to know. She will only get worse after marriage and being locked in. If you can cut off communication, that would be better for you. I'm sure it's challenging given the circumstances, but her behavior is unacceptable. So I may make some mistakes as I go along because some of the grammar is incorrect in these, so that's to be taken note of, my audience. So the second post is, or response I should say, is very short and sweet. Block her and go no contact. Alright, so we're gonna move forward now. That, like I said, was 5 months ago. We're gonna move into the future to where it says 2 months ago. And this, it says here, so me, 27-year-old male, and my girlfriend, 25-year-old, have been together for 5 years and engaged since 6 months ago. Kind of strange, the years have changed now from his post that he had months ago. I understand the age difference wherein his birthday could have come around, but the years together have shortened, even though it's just slightly, but it's noticeable. So me, 27, and my girlfriend, 25, have been together for 5 years and engaged since 6 months ago. The problem is that she picked up a new job 2 months ago, and since then she's been acting weird. She always changes her work schedule. Sometimes she's off at 5 or 6 or 7. Never answers her phone while at work. Doesn't respond to messages either, doesn't want to have intimacy anymore. She's always not in the mood. She changed her cell phone password and doesn't want me to see it as often, and in weekends she disappears out of nowhere and just says that she was sleeping all day. I spoke to her yesterday about this, and she got mad and told me that she is going to leave me if I can't trust her. There was an incident 2 years ago with some messages I found in her cell phone with another guy, but I forgave her cause I love her a lot. I feel very uneasy. I don't know what to think. I've never been jealous. I have never stopped her from going out with her friends or anything, but I don't know what to think. Any advice? So, from my feedback on this, in respect, ignoring the shortened years together, her getting a new job and acting weird. If your spouse is acting weird, that's immediately a red flag. If she's doing that, that simply means that something has changed, which means most likely she has met someone that is impacting her behavior. And in this case, the evidence is there. The proof is in the pudding. She never answers the phone at work. She doesn't respond to messages either. She doesn't want to even be intimate anymore, probably because she's been intimate somewhere else. And she's no longer in the mood because she's not feeling him as much as she's feeling someone else. And she's even changed her cell phone password. Why would you do that? The only reason that's logical is if you're hiding something, and that's clearly the case here. Now, even acknowledging this, when you're trying to confront may be a strong word, but it's really just you trying to have a healthy conversation about something that's bothering you. If your significant other can't acknowledge and validate your feelings for feeling the way that you are feeling, and instead are cussing you out over it for having these feelings in the first place, then that should actually tell you that in that case, there is really no respect for you, and they are going to continue with the actions that are making you uncomfortable, and they only really care about their own satisfaction and their own pleasure in whatever they're doing. To the dogs with you and how you feel, pretty much is what they're saying when they cuss you out for trying to bring up things that are relevant. Now, it's important as well for you to never sweep things under the rug. For example, he mentioned that 2 years ago, with some messages he found in her cell phone with another guy, he actually swept it under the carpet because he said, quote unquote, "'cause I love her a lot." This is something that you should not do for your own health. It's pretty much like you delaying the inevitable of this person that is harming you emotionally, wherein they should be open and honest with you at all times. But if you were going to go ahead and allow for them to have an instance where they are able to just get away with something and just sweep it under the rug. Just because you're not looking doesn't mean it's not still happening. Who's to say that she hasn't continued to speak with this guy that she was texting 2 years ago? Now, in this case, my advice would still be the same. You need to have a healthy conversation, and it's very important to have your foot placed down. You have to put your foot down and establish that you are the one wearing the pants in this relationship. And you need to make sure that with that in mind, it's not about just being bigger or tougher. It's instead to show that you're straightforward with what your intentions are for this relationship. And if she's doing things that are sneaking around, having a sneaky link, then you need to confront her and let her know that this is contradictory to us having a long-term relationship and future together. These actions are causing me to think that this is not the best decision anymore. I need you to stop this and this and that. And if there are concerns that you're having as well that are causing you to feel like you need to step out, let's talk about it and let's actually do something together as a couple. These are the type of communications that are important, not sweeping things under the rug. For this one now, the best comment that I'm showing here is it says, if she has all of a sudden changed, then something is definitely up, with 3 red flags popping up thereafter. Next, we have, let me just remind you, this was from 2 months ago. Now we're all the way to 1 month ago. So it says here, advice in the aftermath. So I, 27 male, caught my 25-year-old female cheating on me at 7 months from the effing wedding. This was 7 days ago. I confronted her with her cell phone in my hand, and she just told me, if you can't brush it off, just call off the wedding. Wow. I did exactly that. I canceled everything. Told her family what was going on. Her family just told me that they will talk to her, but nothing more. She hasn't called me or texted me since then. I feel absolutely destroyed. I cry every day, every night. I can't sleep. I can't eat. Is this even survivable? Not my relationship. That is completely done, but I can't live like this. I cannot understand how she can shake this off like it's nothing. 6 years down the drain. Well, it's gone back up 1 year now. A bunch of money in the trash. She just doesn't care. Any advice on how I can feel any better? Update? Oh, there's an update. But before I get to the update, the red flags that were there, like I said, she was even texting someone behind your back 2 years prior, and now look what happened. She's cheating on you very so close to the wedding date. It was 7 months from the wedding date, and she's already cheating on you 7 days ago. So things like this are going to happen when you sweep things under the rug that are red flags. If you keep sweeping the red flags under the rug, eventually you'll have a red floor. That's a good one. Alright, so in terms of the update, so she came to see me out of nowhere and tried to quote-unquote fix things. She didn't say sorry or something like that. She just told me that she wanted to come back, that she will change, but that I also have to change. I shut her the F up and told her to leave and not come back. At that moment, I just felt anger. She just turned away, and without a single word, tear or sadness in her face, she took her leave. As soon as she went away, I started to feel even worse. I was heartbroken, started to feel this extreme sadness mixed with anger. I guess that some part of me expected more. I guess I'm an idiot to even believe she would show some remorse or to ask for forgiveness. Damn, this hurts so much more now. This hurts so much more right now. I wish I was better off without seeing her, to be honest. Alright, so for the update, She came and she didn't apologize. She just said, hey, let's get back together. This is because at this point in time, she's aware that you don't have a spine. It's not to put you down, but the fact that you did not have any foot put down into the relationship is why she's able to do this to you. There was no standard set. There were no consequences, no real consequences to her actions. Instead, she comes back, says, let's get together and you have to change some things about you too, even though she's the one that cheated on you. So it's now a red floor because all the red flags under the carpet, let's say they were plastic or something, the heat has gotten to them and now the floor is red after they melted onto the floor. So, with that in mind, you're going to feel angry from this because she even left without any emotions, despite you acting angry and everything. The reason why she's doing that is because she knows you're going to go right back to her. And do you want proof that he's going to go right back to her? Well, there's another post to prove that. Now, let's go ahead and look at some of the best comments. One of them says, take time off, I repeat, do not take her back, etc. Go away for a while on a long trip, reset yourself. Won't be at 100%, but it'll help so much you'll function well. Someone else says, it's great that what she said and you had an easy decision to make. It's harder when they keep crying crocodile tears, telling you they're remorseful and will change. You know that they won't, but a part of your heart still wonders if it's still worth it. And the decision becomes much harder. It's also great that this happened before the wedding or kids. I'm undermining how it feels to have your world come crashing down though. Therapy focused on healing is all I can suggest. Someone actually commented on that and says this: I have no issues moving on. When someone wrongs me, it's when they apologize and promise to make it work that F's me up every single time. Then someone else says, she played during 6 years. That's wild. Only positive thing is you dodged a bullet. So, let's move on to the next post. This one again was 1 month ago. Now, we're still 1 month ago, but this time he's in a Reddit community that expresses depression. So this is one of the impacts, before I even get to this story, this is one of the impacts that someone in your life, a spouse, can have. So let's see what the impact was that she had on him. The post reads with the title, At the Edge of Existence. So this year has really been hard. My dog of 14 years passed away. My mom stole money from my bank account, and my girlfriend, 26-year-old female, cheated on me. I'm an electrical engineer that, for contract, works more than 70 hours a week. The darkness of sadness and hollowness are swallowing me piece by piece. I don't feel hunger for days, and when I'm on for a bite, I just eat a little bit. I start to feel bad, almost as if I have to push the food down my throat. Already lost 12 pounds in 10 days. I go to the gym just to work out until I can't move anymore, to keep the bad thoughts away from my head. But every time it just gets worse. Each day I have to work out more and more, or work more hours just to survive. Yesterday, I was checking an electric substation, and this thought of grabbing one of the terminals came to my head. It got so real and strong that I had to step out of the area to have a smoke. I was centimeters away from doing something terrible. And now, I wonder what kind of human can endure such torment. I tried to see a therapist, but after one session this last week, he just gave me a bunch of meds. I mean, I'm 27 years old and I feel so defeated and destroyed that I wonder Is this everything life has to offer me? So, with that being read, my feedback would be to say that my feedback would be related to this quote that I heard from Teen Wolf, that Scott's mom said to him. Shoutouts to you if you're a Teen Wolf fan. Comment in the comment section and let me know. She said to him, Scott, be your own anchor. Because when he was going through a rough time regarding the Allison situation, and he was like, she was my anchor, that was her response to him, to be your own anchor. This is exactly what you need as well. You need to be your own anchor in order for you to feel happiness. Someone else shouldn't be the reason only for your happiness. Your happiness shouldn't be dependent on someone else's actions in your life. Instead, your happiness should be dictated by your efforts to make yourself happy, to put yourself first, to love yourself, so that if someone is disrespecting you, then they're disrespecting that love for you, and therefore you can recognize if that person is a healthy addition to your life, or better off as a healthy subtraction from your life. Never you think about bringing anything such as anything that can harm you negatively. Instead, you need to do the things that push you positively. So, with that feedback, let's go ahead and let me see if there's any best comments here. Okay, ultimately, someone only mentions here that, let's see what they say. It's usually the funniest people who hurt the most. If you talk to your friends, I guarantee they'll listen to you. Oh, instead, the original poster said, let me put some respect and start it from the beginning. The responder said, I have one simple question to ask you first. What is the best part of your day? The OP responds, there isn't. Then they respond, do you have a family member, perhaps, or a close friend? He says, friends, I have a few. I do not speak to my mom or sister since I found out she was stealing money from me. I try not to tell my friends my problems. Ironic that the funny guy from work is actually depressed. I mean, sometimes I woke up and I'm like, what the hell? But darkness can be encroaching. So that's when he leads up to the comment where he says, it's usually the funniest people who hurt the most. If you talk to your friends, I guarantee they'll listen to you. What I would do is, in all this, all the time you have off, I would plan something to do a day or a few days later. For example, I'm excited to go to a pickup basketball match later this week. Focus on that. If you look at it like that, I have to do this for another few years, you'll never go anywhere. It's day by day or week by week. And a bonus to not having a partner is that you have a pretty good amount of money to spend on yourself. Go save and get something nice. Maybe a nice piece of land to go fishing on, or a dirt bike, or a gaming setup. I recently got into keeping an aquarium ecosystem and got into coin collecting and metal detecting. About the money that your mother stole, I would consult a lawyer. To which the OP responds with, thanks for the advice. So that was also 1 month ago where this was posted. Now, let's go ahead and we're going to 24 days ago. The post is titled this time, so almost 4 weeks ago, my ex-fiancée, 25-year-old female of 7 years, back at 7 years now, cheated on me, 27-year-old male. Since then, I've lost 23 pounds, can't sleep, and work out as much as possible to keep the bad thoughts out of my mind. But during the restless nights, I can't stop thinking about her. When I sleep, I have nightmares about her with the other guy, and I woke up feeling sad and angry. I lost all of my self-esteem. I can't stop thinking about her last words to me. I can't believe she hasn't reached out. Not that I want it anyway. Just thinking of her makes me nauseous. How many times does it have? How much time does it have to pass in order to feel better? Oh, how much time has to pass in order to feel better? In order to be able to live again, how can I forget about her as fast as she forgot about me? I can't even do things that I enjoy. Any advice? Someone says, dude, it's tough. Oh, let me give my feedback first. It's really an reiteration. Really, you have to be your own anchor. You can't let someone have this power over you. And you have to recognize when someone has this level of power over you to the point where they can literally make you not enjoy living your life as is just because they're not even there. They're not even there physically, but they're impacting you. That's crazy. You have to make sure that you reinvent yourself then and become someone else, not this sad sack from a broken relationship that is living like a shadow of himself. Instead, you have to find hobbies, do things that encourages yourself to improve, and keep on grinding on becoming a better version of you, so that when you meet your match, then you'll be ready for her. Now, let's see what was said to him. Dude, it's tough. Honestly, it might take years before you feel right. That being said, that pain you're describing will eventually fade. It may happen slowly, but I assure you, it will happen. It took me almost 3 years to get over my ex. Now I'm with a woman that's so much better in every way. I appreciate and have affection for my ex, but her ending our relationship was the best thing to ever happen to me. Even if it took me years to realize that, trust me, you'll get there. Therapy helped me. Exercise and fitness, physical fitness helped me. Alright, so again, that was 24 days ago. Now we're gonna go ahead to where it's 14 days ago. So it says she reached out. So let me see. This says, so my ex, 25-year-old female, reached out 2 days ago after a month and a half of no contact. She sent a long text telling me that she loves me and can't stop thinking about me, and that she regrets cheating on me and a bunch of other stuff. Then she blocked me again. I don't know what to do, and I don't know what to think. I was feeling a little better already, and now I'm bad again. I feel like the whole time healing myself just got thrown to the trash. I don't know why she contacted me. Should I reach out? So in this case, my response to you would be, hell no. You're healing, but this person feeds on the ego that there's always this man that wants me so desperately in his life that I can ghost him for a month and a half, perhaps even a year, and I can send him one message and it racks with his brain, so much so that he's going to go ahead and think about having me back in his life. So you need to recognize that she's basically a master manipulator, and you need to make sure that you continue to progress on yourself and stop allowing her to mess with your head, messing with your meds, which is your mentality overall and your life overall. Let's see what the comments say. Someone says, why would you reach out to the person who made the conscious decision to hurt you? Do you not respect yourself? I doubt you'll listen to any of the strangers here, but please think carefully. Are you willing to let yourself continue to be miserable for someone who has broken your trust? She has already chosen someone else over you once. Do they deserve to still be in your life? I don't think that there's right or wrong answer, but do give yourself some more time and decide when you're able to think logically and prepare for any risk that comes. Personally, I've been in an off and on relationship with someone who has cheated on me before. While we tried to mend the relationship, it just ends up with more pain, and I've developed trust issues for years and ended up affecting my future partners. They won't change for you. Change is something they will only do for themselves, and that goes for you too. Someone else says, no, she doesn't. She might have loved the things you provided for her, but she doesn't love you. Someone said, yeah, I would. Okay, so that's in response to should I reach out, where if that last one was saying, yeah, I would. So those are the feedbacks for that one, guys. Let's go over to our next. This is the original post that I saw, where it's titled, Pregnant Cheater Reached Out. So this one says, my ex-fiancé 25-year-old female contacted me 27-year-old male after 2 months of no contact. Oh, let me remind you guys. So this was the she reached out post was 14 days ago, and this one now is 12 days ago regarding the pregnant cheater reached out title. So it says here that my ex-fiancé 25-year-old female contacted me 27-year-old male after 2 months of no contact. She tells me that she's pregnant, but doesn't know if it's mine or her affair partner. We sat down and started checking out the calendar and got to the conclusion that it's not mine. At that time, she just cried and walked away. I went home, and after an hour, her grandmother called me. And then it says she didn't have a father or mother and just started insulting me, calling me irresponsible and a bunch of BS. I went to her house and talked not only to her grandma but her uncles and aunts. They sided with me and started scolding her. All the lies she told them were unbelievable, as even to her family. I said goodbye to her family and walked out. She started screaming and shouting a lot of insults, but I paid zero attention to them. What I can't understand is, how can a woman do things like this to a man that loved her and gave her everything? How can a human being throw 7 years down the drain in 2 months? There are no tears or sadness, only disappointment and anger. I have 25 hours of no sleep and feel numb. I can't believe this is happening to me. Is there no way to just turn my brain off, to not think about this anymore? Well, my response to you, OP, is the fact that it's not the Vampire Diaries in real life. Shout out to the fans of the Vampire Diaries who got that reference. I know what I'm gonna say next. In that show, the vampires can just turn off their emotions. That's not how it works in real life. So no, there's no quick switch to just turn off your emotions. OP, instead, you have to deal with it maturely. This is clearly something that you've been dealing with for months, and actually years if you think about it. Starting with 2 years ago when you saw that she was texting another guy, flirting with the other guy, but you swept it under the rug. That was your first mistake. And now, as a result, you kept sweeping it under the rug, and thus she has no respect for you because you did not stand up for yourself. Standing up for yourself is very critical, and now it's to the point where you even had her engaged at one point and she still cheated on you. And this cheating on you was 7 months before the wedding. She has no respect for you. She only even came back to you because of the fact that she suspects that you are the baby's father. It wasn't because she wanted to rekindle the relationship. And when you kind of stood up for yourself, checking the calendar instead of just taking it to say, oh yes, I'll take the baby because I love you. No, you said no. Let's still get the calendar together. Okay, it doesn't look like it's lining up here. It doesn't look right. Looks like you'll have to go back to the other guy. And that's why she cried and walked away, because the other guy is not interested in keeping her because she's not a wife material woman. Alright, so with that in mind, she even went as far as to be telling her family lies about you. to the point where the grandmother, imagine Granny in her 80s calling you, "You young man, you disgust me. How dare you get my grandbaby pregnant and not want to be a part of her life?" You understood, you understandably went ahead and went in person and cleared your name with the family to the point where they even sided with you. A risky move, but it worked out. And now, she cussed you out when the truth came out. So, this shows that she has no accountability and she'll do whatever to make herself look like the victim, even though she is the victim of her own actions. Now, yes, there are people that can do these things, especially if you allow them to do these things to you. So, I'm glad that you're at least aware of her actions and what she's capable of now. So let's hope that you recognize that you dodged a major bullet, or at least is wearing bulletproof vests so that these bullets don't hurt as much. But move on with your life, is my suggestion. Let's look at the best comments now. Luckiest day of your life, if you ask me. It's all perspective. Someone says definitely. Someone else says definitely. Someone else says so true. And someone says, here, I second and third this. Now, someone else says, son, you would be surprised at what a woman can do. She was most likely just using you the whole time, and quite frankly, you're far better off without her. You're going to be tempted to, but I'm warning you, have absolutely no communication with her. She's a train wreck waiting to happen, and you don't want to be around when she goes off the rails. Someone responded to that and said, honey, this train is already off the rails, hitting the wall pretty hard. And then someone else says, man, you have a cool profession, you're an electrician. I think there are enough girls in Mexico. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. This woman has given you the most important thing, experience. There will be good and bad things in your life. Finally, be selfish and move forward. Now, I don't know if he actually lives in Mexico or if they're just saying, I think he's just saying that there are a lot of girls that he can try in an alternative country, which happens to be Mexico. So, take it for what you will in terms of your interpretation. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Alright, so let's go. Oh wait, let me double check the time frame. This was 12 days ago. And now this is also 12 days ago with another post called Painful Freedom. Alright, so this says, so I already made a post about my ex-fiancée, 25-year-old female cheating on me, a 27-year-old male, 2 months ago. She reached out today to tell me she was pregnant, but she doesn't know if the baby is for me or for her lover. We sat down, I was crumbling inside, and made counts on the calendar. Turned out it isn't mine. She insisted that I was the father. I told her that there's 0% chance. She accepted and went her way. Minutes later, I got a call from her grandma. She doesn't have a father and mother, telling me that I was being irresponsible and that a lot of things, okay. So I went to her house to clear my name. Things got heated up, but in the end their family sided with me. They told me that they were really sorry and that everything that happened wasn't my fault, that I was a good man and didn't deserve what she did to me. All that time she was screaming insults at me. Now I haven't slept for 24 hours, no tears are coming out of me, and I feel this strange, painful freedom. I just can't understand how a woman can do things like this to a man that loved her and gave her everything. I mean, 7 years with me and 2 months with the other guy and got pregnant? What in the actual fudge? I don't feel sadness. It's a mix of disappointment and anger that just doesn't go away. I feel at peace because I know I didn't do anything wrong. I know as a matter of fact that there is no way in hell I will speak to her again. And I'm pretty sure she'll not reach out to me either. Sorry, needed a place to vent. I don't know what the future for me will be, and I don't care about her anymore, but I feel so weird don't know what to do or think. So it's giving more details with this post from the OP. And in this one specifically, you can see that he's, expounded a bit on what happened and his feelings about the scenario. And my advice is really the same. Just move on with your lives. Stop beating this dead horse. Keep moving on. It's a good thing that you did clear your name, sure. But stop responding to this lady. Of course, I would suggest to get the paternity test just to be sure. Just in case you left out something important, but moving on would still be the best result. Supporting her throughout the pregnancy, if the paternity test proves that the child is yours, because you can find out now. You don't have to wait until the baby is born to find out if the baby is yours. So a responsible thing would be just to find out, and then from there, you can move on. If the child isn't yours, and if it is, then you can step up, but move on cautiously. Move cautiously with the process. All right, so the best comment here says, she got in touch before out of pure desperation because she found out she was pregnant. And this one, again, was 12 days ago, guys, for the Painful Freedom post. Now we're at the last one of this rabbit hole. Shoutouts to you if you got this far. And let's get started. This one is 3 days ago, and it's called Pregnant Cheater Update. So it says, so as the title says, it is an update to my previous post. She reached out again 3 days ago telling me she is going to interrupt the pregnancy. I didn't respond. She didn't ask me to come back or anything, just told me that she is really sorry and that she wishes me the best. Didn't respond to her either. As for me, I'm struggling to eat. Have to push the food down my throat, otherwise I can go days without eating. I go to the gym 4 days a week. I still sob about her every now and then in the late hours of the night. I don't know anything about her, and I'm better this way. She lives 6 or 7 blocks from my house, and every time I go out, I feel this bad feeling of stumbling upon her in the supermarket or in the park. Haven't seen any girl and if I'm honest, I don't want to see any girl at least for a couple of months. To every person that got cheated on, everything is gonna be fine. Time heals everything. Thanks to all the users that reached out to me, offering the support. And as always, there's another update. If there's another update, I'll let you guys know. So, I'm glad that in response to the OP that you have stood your ground finally and not continue to accept her disrespect in your life. And it is sad that that was the result for the baby. It's a very terrible situation where someone that could be born didn't get a say in the scenario. In your case, it's a great victory for you to have this experience to move on so that you can recognize your wife when you find her. Stop giving her attention. You don't have to move. Some people would say that you should move. Let me know if you guys think you should move in the comment section. But in any case, if you do stay there, then stand your ground. Don't give her the time of day. You can say hi or bye, sure, just to show that you have the balls, so to speak, to show that you've moved on. And don't be afraid to move on and get your lady. Eventually you might meet someone and you move in and everything. You can let her in on the story. Well, you don't have to go into the details. You can just say that's my ex. But don't be afraid to live is really all I'm trying to say. You've went through a great experience and you've shared it with the internet to allow for others to not only give you the opportunity to vent, but also giving them like a form of testimony at the end to say that regardless of what you go through, you can come out on the other end smiling and better off than what you were. In terms of the best comments, someone says, "I can't imagine what you're going through. She cheated and even got pregnant and then tries to make you accountable. Under no circumstances, take her back. She didn't even care to use protection." And someone says, "This is very painful to read." I don't know if it's a shot at punctuation or a disagreement, but let's move on to the next one. Next comment. It says, "Dude, you're strong. When you face a problem and don't flinch back, but plow through, you show strength. Stick to your beliefs. She once saw you as weak, but you proved her wrong by standing your ground and saying no more. Keep at it and be your best." Next one says, "The baby daddy probably rejected her and now she's putting out feelers to the safe choice, which is you. You're doing the right thing in not engaging with her. I know this hurts a lot now, but it will get better." Alright, so let's give a bonus comment here. It says, "For guys, it is when it first happens when we feel it. With time it will get better, and time is your worst enemy as it goes so slow at first. For girls, they feel it later. It will take time for them to put it in perspective on what happened and what is now gone." And then he says, "Just my experience." Alrighty, so let me see. Oh, there's an interesting one here. Let me read this one. "Brother, I haven't spoken to my ex-wife in over 45 years. Divorce was the best decision I ever made. I don't know if she's still alive, and I don't even care. Stay the course. You are so much happier without her." A bit darker as a comment, but you get the sentiment, guys. Moving on for your own happiness is vital for you. So this was a rabbit hole I wanted to share with you guys, and I appreciate everyone that stuck with me from the start to finish with this type of content that I'm trying now. If you really enjoyed this type of content, please comment below. Tell me what you enjoyed. What were the highlights for you for this video? Tell me if you have similar stories. Comment below what your thoughts are, and I'd love to interact with you all. Now, with that in mind, I'll see you all in the next video. Choose one of these videos for more content. Thanks for tuning in to the Updates Mojo, and I'll see you in the next one.